I feel so bad for male-centered women. Listen, as a woman, if you don't decenter men, you don't decenter society, you don't decenter marriage, you will continuously, unintentionally make yourself a laughing stock in society.
This is what wanting to be chosen so badly looks like. And I never realized that that was what was eating away at me when I initially wanted to get married so badly.
Like, if I think of my pick me era, I think I deserve a slap, girls. I deserve to be slapped. I was so mad. What was wrong with me? Hi, Igwe.
Hi ladies, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in once again. I'm sure today's topic is very relatable to a lot of us, and trust me, I know if a lot of us had the opportunity, we'd all be telling our stories of when we used to be pick mes. Well, if not you, then me personally, trust me, I do not want to go there because some of us have made lots of mistakes as former pick mes, but thankfully there was redemption and here we are. But today I want us to look at different stories of various ladies talking about their past, being pick mes and what it has cost them. Being a pick me, male-centered woman has no positive side to it. And yes, most of them get picked, but are they valued? Are they respected by the so-called people that picked them? This and more are exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. So stay tuned.
I got married and got divorced within 2 years. And I'm going to tell you that the desire to be chosen is not a flex. Okay. This is what wanting to be chosen so badly looks like. And I never realized that that was what was eating away at me when I initially wanted to get married so badly. I just assumed that in my head, I was in the right place at the right time. And when you want to be chosen so badly, it comes from a place of fear of rejection, and fear can do some crazy things to you. So imagine your fear plus your anxiety of not being chosen, and then you add everything together. You will do anything to be chosen, and you'll be doing anything, and you don't care how you get chosen, and you don't care about what you get chosen by. You just want to be chosen. And the analogy I like to use is, remember when you were back in school and they had to pick teams for stuff and everyone would pick and you were the last person? I was the last person all the time. And being that last person and not being picked, then you grow up with the idea of fear of rejection and not being picked. So before you are in a situation where you're not picked, guess what you will do? Allow yourself to be chosen. And you don't even care how. You will make yourself the chosen one. Like, it doesn't matter how you do it. You're just like, yeah, they have to pick me. Okay, I don't care. I will be picked. Because this is how I was before I was picked. And this is how I was after I was picked. And this is now how I am after I chose myself. Now, I want you to understand, when you finally choose yourself, what you're telling your body is that you deserve to be picked. It doesn't matter who or what is around you trying to pick you. You are picking you. And your brain has already told you that you don't deserve rejection. So if anyone does reject you, they don't align with you. And if someone is picking you just out of picking sake, you know what you want. So you know fully well that that doesn't align with you either. One thing that I failed to understand was where I was coming from was not from a place of want. It was from a place of need. And when you pick something from a place of need, you pick out of desperation. You pick out of tiredness. You pick out of frustration. You pick out of you just pick anything, okay? And that was me. I just wanted to be picked, and it didn't matter how. And this was something that stemmed from my childhood, where being the firstborn, you have so much responsibility and you have to earn the love of others because you're always working tirelessly. You have so much expectations put on you. So then you begin to put those expectations on yourself. And before you know it, you just want to be chosen. Okay. You just want to be seen and you just want to be chosen. And that desire to be chosen can ruin your entire life. And now I'm having to deal with autoimmune disease from staying in an environment that I curated by myself by wanting to be chosen, because why? You didn't have to stay there. You didn't have to be chosen. You could have, said to yourself that, hey, I choose me. But if I didn't go through that experience, I guess I wouldn't have learned today that I just had a desperation to be chosen. Now, because I had that, I realized I needed to work on me, and I needed to work on my desire to be chosen. So now I decide to choose myself in every situation I get the opportunity to. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. And sometimes you're going to look at yourself and feel like you're being selfish or you're being out of order, but you have to pick you. And it starts with picking you and then the future you want. Then you can then begin to curate who's around that future and who follows you in that future and on that journey. So kill the desire and the need to be chosen, or else it will ruin your life, and just live. Pick yourself, learn about yourself, learn about what you need, what you want, what you desire in life, because then you can curate the future that is for you. Then you can surround yourself with people that are for you and want you and need you in their life for good things, not need out of a space of necessity, need out of a space of you have something good and valuable to keep us in this unit. That's pretty much it. Equal value equals progressiveness.
First of all, I think it's not cute for a person to be dependent on other people for their happiness. You know, that's overly codependent on people to make you happy. There are people that don't have the ability to be happy with themselves, except people are around them. There are people that don't have the ability to do things for themselves, plan out happiness, plan out trips, plan out things that actually fulfill them and make them happy by themselves without people. And I think that's not cute. Being codependent always creates a need for other people in your life. You won't be able to actually do stuff for yourself. You won't be able to actually, be by yourself and be happy. You always feel like you're missing out on something. You always need someone around. There always has to be someone before you become happy, which is wrong. I think for me, one of the most fascinating things I love about people is the ability to do things by yourself, curate happiness for yourself. I'm not saying to be an island or not have friends and all of that, but the ability for a person to be happy with or without any person with them, that's, I find, very fascinating and beautiful about people. Because to me, that's what life should be. It's not cute to always need people around before you make yourself happy. It's not cute to be needy. It's not cute that you don't love yourself and you need someone else to love you. It's not cute that you cannot validate yourself and make yourself happy and carve a space in this world for yourself where no one else's opinion matters, no one else's voice can actually steal your happiness from you. Where you're fulfilled, you're happy, just being yourself. So yeah, I feel like the inability to do this for yourself is what makes people pick mes. There are lots of reasons why people become pick mes, which we are going to be discussing in this video. But this is what it eventually leads to. Whatever causes the neediness is the problem.
When I was a pick me, right, I used to cook for men. I used to clean for men that I was dating. Like, I will cook and cook your own for the week. And even if you don't have food, you can come. My house is like a restaurant. I will cook to the extent that a man will bring his friends to come and eat my food. I don't know if you understand. He did not give me money to cook that food. I cooked the food because he so loved the food and he want to tell his friends that I can cook very well. His friends, sometimes he take for his friends. Sometimes his friends come to eat at my place. Then, when I dropped pickmeism, I sat down to deconstruct this. Like, if I think of my pick me era, I think I deserve a slap, girls. I deserve to be slapped. I was so mad. What was wrong with me? Hi, Igwe. Hi. So, this is what I did. Oh! I'm even ashamed to look at you people to talk of this thing I'm talking about. But I'll talk about it. It's my story. Now, I intentionally trained myself to be useless for some years now. I trained myself to be useless. Do you know how I started training myself to be useless? I started outsourcing my own cleaning. 2, I started outsourcing my own cooking. Now, if I have outsourced these 2 things and I am dating you, I should come and do it for you. It's so funny. You don't know why I'm laughing. I will sit and I will look at you. I should come and clean and cook the thing that I'm not doing for myself. So the way I deconstructed this thing, because it's a lifetime. I spent more than 28 years of my life doing this. So it was in me to think that when I'm with a man, I have to perform and do unpaid labor. I started by stopping doing the unpaid labor for myself. I start by outsourcing cooking, washing, all those things. I started outsourcing it so that when I come to you, I don't feel guilty for not doing anything for you because I don't do it for myself. I don't do it for myself. I outsource it. The only thing, and do you know one thing? Life is now becoming very Like, my house is filled with flowers. All of them. But I don't do anything for them. I'm useless to them.
When I was a pick me, the worst thing you could tell me was I'm not wifey material. That hurt my feelings a lot. And then my frontal lobe developed, and now that's the best compliment you can give me. If I'm not wifey material, that means I'm not governable. If I'm not governable, that means I can be controlled. Yeah. And in order to be a successful wifey material, you have to be someone that can be easily controlled. That has never been me. Since I was a child, that has never been me. It could never be me. My entire existence is an act of rebellion. So being controlled is not a thing that aligns with my design. So I'm going to be a spinster for life. For sure. Oh, you're going to die alone. You're going to die alone. Okay, and... Okay, and... You think I'm going to remember that?
As a woman, when you get rid of that need to try to always impress people, that's the start of your freedom. All our lives as women, we've been taught to put ourselves second to other people. And this is what has led to lots of women being pick mes, male-centered women. In churches, you're taught that your husband is supposed to come first. You're supposed to obey him, submit to him, take care of him, sacrifice, and do all these things. From a young age, we've all been conditioned, as most of us at least, have been conditioned to try to impress, to try to perform, because those roles are seen as feminine roles. Being submissive is perceived as feminine in religious gatherings. So being aware of what these things do to us long term is the start of our freedom, is the start of our decentering of all these doctrines and teachings. Because if you have an understanding that you're not supposed to perform for a man to like you should find fulfillment in yourself. You should be your primary responsibility. You should not put another person before you because of some teaching or some doctrine, especially a man. You should not put another person's happiness before your happiness. You should always come first. If we were taught these things, most of us would not have turned out to be pick mes. If you want to break out of your pick me era, you have to be practical about it. I liked what the other lady said. She said she had to stop doing unpaid labor for herself. That right there is something that I did personally in my life. When I stopped doing some chores and when I stopped feeling guilty for paying people to do stuff for me, things that I would naturally have done or things that I would have been scolded for not doing as a child. But when I started being comfortable getting people to do them for me, when you start breaking some routines, your own personal routines, it's okay to employ someone to do the laundry. It's okay to not clean your house. These things that we're punished for, scolded for, that it wasn't a trait of a wife material, but they were not good representatives of a woman who wants to be a good wife in the future, things that you should not do in your home. When you begin to deliberately stop doing those things in your own home, you are snapping out of your pick me era. So, I don't know if any of us can relate. Kindly drop your thoughts down below in the comment section.
I feel so bad for male-centered women. Listen, as a woman, if you don't decenter men, you don't decenter society, you don't decenter marriage, you will continuously, unintentionally make yourself a laughing stock in society. You continue to embarrass yourself. Imagine getting married and making the man look like he's doing you a favor. In marriage, you get to be the one who takes his surname. You get to be the one who opens your vagina and gives him children. Might be torn up for a surgery to have his children. Your children take his surname. Your body changes. Your career is going to be on pause. Tell me what women don't lose in marriage and childbirth. Why would you make a man feel like he's doing you a favor because he married you after so many failed relationships? Decenter this idea that you are not somebody before you get married. Decenter this conditioning that marriage is the highest attainment that you can get and a man is doing you a favor by getting married to you. Otherwise, you remain a slave mentally. Like when her husband, the man she's getting married to right now, sees this post, because subconsciously he would devalue her and he would start to believe that, oh, I've actually done her a favor by getting married to her because I saved her from embarrassment and she sees me as the prize. Men get heartbroken too. They do get heartbroken all the time, but you never see a man come online to say, I'm finally getting married to this woman at the age of 35 after so many failed relationships. It's always you women that in a bid to gain some type of validation, embarrass yourself in the process. I've never seen a man come to the internet to call his marriage or to call his wedding a testimony. It never happens. This is why women do the most to keep a marriage. They stay through whatever. The mere fact that a man chooses to marry you, you see him as your Lord and personal savior. You better decenter marriage and society and men today.
This is a result of being raised and being groomed from a young age and being told to pray for your husband. A lot of women think they are failures if they don't get a spouse. A lot of women have this idea that they were made for a man. They were made to be the helpmates of a man. Without a man, they're incomplete. You know, they teach these things in religious gatherings. In a lot of cultures, women hold no value unless you're married. It has to be you and your husband. Else you're nothing. You have no value. You have no inherent value. So tell me why a woman that grows up in this kind of society would not see the man as the prize. I've seen women in churches wear wedding gowns. Single women wear wedding gowns to church for prayers so they can get their husbands, their blessings. Very embarrassing, but I tell you, it happens. And this is the result of a society that teaches women that they have no inherent value outside of a man. This is the result of a society where women are shamed for being single, where women are groomed from a young age to look forward to their marriage, their husbands, their kids, where women are seen as mere property. It's actually sad and embarrassing to watch, but it is what it is. So many women are still very male-centered. And it doesn't just stop there. These are the women that equally shame other women for being single. These are the women that brag about their husbands. These are the women that they see no wrong in these men. It doesn't matter if these men are abusive. It doesn't matter if they are misogynistic, if they are abusive toward them and their kids. They would find every reason to excuse this man. Why? Because the man is the prize. He has taken away shame and reproach from her. So it's so sad to be a pick me, honestly. Like, it's so sad and embarrassing to be a pick me woman.
These are things I did when I was a low-level pick-me. These are so horrifying to me now, but I'm coming to terms with it. Whenever I was bored, I would make one of my friends take a picture of me and post it on her Snapchat story with a poll with like a thumbs up or thumbs down, and I would have her put the question, can she poll you? So then all the guys on her story would vote like yes or no if I could poll them or not. Or they just wouldn't vote, because obviously that's such a weird thing to post on your story. But I would make my friend take so many different pictures of me for this story post. Like, it could take us a solid hour to get a picture of me that I wanted her to post. Because obviously in my head I was like, if I look super good in this photo, then everyone's gonna vote yes. So I would be like very obviously trying to look really good in these photos that my friend was posting on her story, which just made it all the more embarrassing. Like, I really wanted to look good in these photos. Because, you know, if I look really good, maybe someone will ask me out. And it gets even better. I had a crush on this one guy at the time, and on one of the first polls I made her post, he voted no, I couldn't poll him. And I got so mad that I had my friend text him on Snapchat and ask why he voted no. Literally, how desperate could you be? And when he answered, obviously he didn't know what to say, because that's such a weird thing to say and do and ask. All of this is just so weird. But I would be telling my friend what to text him, like, while sitting next to her. And so I would be arguing with this guy through my friend about how he shouldn't have voted no. And I wish I could say this only happened once. It did not. My friend was such a real one for this, but over the course of a year, I probably had her post that same poll like 4 times. And did I ever get the validation I was looking for out of it? Probably not, but like rightfully so, not. My attention seeking did not get much worse than that, but it was definitely a phase. Let me know if you want more stories, because I definitely have a lot.
I used to be the world's most insufferable pick-me girl, so I've compiled a little list of things that I used to do as a pick-me that haunts me to this day. First thing, I hung a Saturdays are for the boys flag, not on my wall, but on my balcony so that the world could see. I desperately wanted people to drive by my house and be like, oh, a bro lives there. Second thing on my list, I used to do tux nights with the boys out at the bar. So every Thursday, me and my boys would go to the bar and we would dress in matching suits. And I was like the queen bro. That's what I Probably from the age of like 17 and older, I decided that I was no longer going to be friends with girls. It was going to be guys only. And I'm unfortunately still like that. I think now that's just like ingrained in me. And unfortunately, it's very hard for me to make connections with females. So I'm still like that. But I used to talk about it all day long. I'd be like, yeah, I just don't like connect with girls like that. You know, I just get along with the guys better. No drama. Next thing, I used to pretend to like football, but not to like a normal extent. I would look up things before we would watch a game so that it would seem like I was knowledgeable on the game. We would go watch football at the bar every Thursday and Sunday, and I would look up, I would study beforehand. I would fucking study. Next, if one of the guys in my group brought in like a new girl, like someone he was talking to, I was a judgmental bitch. I was one of those girls that was like, oh, how do you know Josh? Oh yeah, I mean, like yesterday we had a little slumber party and like he's totally, oh my God. I think I scared away like so many girls, and I would be like, I would always try to be like the coolest wing woman, and whenever we were at the bar, I would like pimp out my guy friends and like make it my mission for them to like get laid. Ew. I bought a shiwi off of Amazon so that I could pee with the boys off of elevated surfaces. If you don't know what a shiwi is, it's a funnel. So I would like piss with the boy. After I moved to LA and I was still a pick me, I would clean boys' houses before I left from like a party, or if I stayed the night, I would like clean first. And throughout all this, I was still a fucking homie hopper. Like I had 2 guy friend groups throughout all of this, and I kissed a majority of them. And that's probably why the friendships didn't last, right? All of my friends now are still only dudes. I have never recovered from that aspect of things, but I have never kissed any of them, and I never will. And they are my friends forever. And I'm healed, okay?
Things that I used to do when I was a pick me. Number 1, I used to listen to men vent about their problems. You know why? Men are not heard very often, okay? They don't really open up as much as women do. So when you actually sit and listen to them, they feel like they have a connection with you. So I used to sit and listen to these stupid guys talk about these stupid fucking problems that I never give a fuck about. And I was such a pick me because I thought that maybe if I sat and did these things, then I would get picked. These guys would think that I'm special and that they could open up to me. It used to work, but now I don't give a fuck. Number 2, I used to engage in very crude jokes in group settings. Now, I do have a problematic sense of humor, but that's with my girlfriends or with people that I'm very close to. But sometimes I used to laugh at these explicit jokes that guys used to make to almost show this persona that I was the chillest girl. If someone found uncomfortable, I thought they were being too dramatic. Number 3, I was obsessed with having low standards. I was obsessed with being the cool girlfriend. I hated the idea of being perceived as that crazy girlfriend or that strict girlfriend. So I would pretend to not let anything bother me. Even though it bothered me that this guy never used to call me, or it bothered me when he would hang out with his exes. I would put up this facade that I was just chill with everything. Newsflash, it got me nowhere, so don't ever try that again. Last but not the least, I would engage in a lot of self-deprecating jokes because I wanted to seem like that super chill girl that never takes anything seriously. But I don't judge. We all have our phase. We all get through it. It's just so cringe.
As a woman, if you have to beg, perform to be chosen, you already lost the plot. Like, you already lost your value. Wanting to be picked so bad that you become a generic version of what any man would want, and not having standards for yourself, is going to cost you a lot as a woman. It is going to open you up to embarrassment, abuse, getting used and dumped, and a whole lot of negative things that follow being pick me. It's not about being chosen. In fact, you don't need to be chosen by anybody to feel like you have some value in you. You have to do that for yourself. We always talk about validating ourselves on this channel and how a man's validation should not count. And I'm repeating it again. We should learn to validate ourselves. No one is going to love you like yourself. You are the only one that can love yourself. You should be the love of your life. When you understand this in life, half of your problems are solved. When you understand that nobody owes you happiness, nobody owes you love, affection, but you, that alone, that's redemption right there. That's your first step to loving yourself. When you begin to learn to do things by yourself, with yourself, appreciate yourself, learn about yourself, discover who you are, learn to do things by yourself, sit with yourself and be comfortable. Your love for yourself isn't going to drop because someone else stops loving you. That's the level of self-love you should have as a woman. And do not ever sacrifice your happiness for a man. It's not worth it. If a man is not pouring into you more than you're pouring into him in a relationship, you need to stop whatever love you're giving to him. You need to stop whatever service, whatever thing you're doing for him and start focusing on yourself and start pouring into yourself. Marriage is not by force. Relationship is not by force. Having a man in your life is not by force. We say this all the time. As a woman, you have to learn to be the love of your life. You have to learn to give your own self happiness and enjoy your life for you. Live your life for you. Don't be a pick me. Don't be male-centered. Else you open yourself up to be used. Else you open yourself up for abuse. Else you open yourself up for toxic, manipulative men to use you and dump you. They may not even dump you until you eventually use your legs and leave. I don't know what y'all think. Kindly leave your thoughts down below in the comment section as we come to the end of this video. I don't know if any of you went through your pick me phase. Kindly drop your comments down below in the comment section if you don't mind. And I hope this video was insightful, educating, and interesting to watch. I remain your girl Joy. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel in case you're not subscribed and you love content like this. And of course, don't forget to share to anyone you think might be interested in content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a blessed day. Bye.